Howdy, Dennis Bradford here. Let's think some about being, feeling, and doing better. Any discussion of non-attachment would be seriously incomplete without considering Master Dogen's advice on practice-enlightenment. If we want to attain the matter of the ineffable, we should practice the matter of the ineffable at once. End quote. Shobogenzo, Nishijima Cross translators. The ineffable is being. As unlimited, it has no forms, which are always limited. It's ineffable because it's empty of all forms, including words and concepts. Like all Zen Grand Masters, Dogen, who was born in 1200 and died in 1253 Christian era, promotes zazen. The key is to stop thinking and instead turn the light of awareness inward. In other words, to step back mentally from attending to forms to attending to consciousness itself. We should cease the intellectual work of studying sayings and chasing words. We should learn the backward step of turning light and reflection. End quote. What happens when we do? Body and mind will naturally fall away. End quote. Practice urgently, as if your hair were on fire. Drop all distractions and excuses. Quote, we must never pass time in vain. The body is like a dewdrop on a blade of grass. Life passes like a flash of lightning. Suddenly, it is gone. In an instant, it is lost. Although there are myriad distinctions and thousands of differences, we should just practice Zen and pursue the truth. End quote. We already have what we need to succeed. We have already received the essential pivot, which is the human body. Devote effort to the truth, which is directly accessible and straightforward. This sitting in zazen is simply the peaceful and joyful gate of Dharma. It is the practice and experience which perfectly realizes the state of Bodhi, truth. End quote. Permit me to say something about the terminology. The word Zen abbreviates the Japanese word Zena that derives from the Chinese word Chan. Chan or Chana, which derives from the Sanskrit word dhyana that means meditation. So, to think about Zen is to think about meditation. It's critical to understand that Zen is a practice. Please don't think of it as a religion with some mandatory creed to be believed. It's not. The only belief required to practice Zen is the belief that it might be helpful. Without that minimal belief, there'd be no point to doing it. Although it has no dogmas or creeds, Zen has developed disciplines and teachings directed toward full awakening, like the one that Shakyamuni Buddha experienced. There are many ways to meditate. I've offered a description of how to do zazen, seated Zen meditation, in video 11 of the Stress Reduction Wizardry playlist. Again, if learning theory helps you to meditate, learn theory. However, developing a sophisticated understanding is unnecessary. If your goal is living well, and you're like almost everyone else, mastering a meditative practice is necessary. Again, it's impossible to think our way to awakening. Master Dogen is arguably the greatest Japanese Grand Master of Zen. So, let's focus for the rest of this video on his concrete instructions for how to meditate. Quote, in general, a quiet room is good for practicing Zen, and food and drink are taken in moderation. Cast aside all involvements. Give the myriad things a rest. Do not think of good and bad. Do not consider right and wrong. Stop the driving movement of mind, will, consciousness. Cease intellectual consideration through images, thoughts, and reflections. Do not aim to become a Buddha. We usually spread a thick mat on the place where we sit and use a round cushion on top of that. Either sit in the full lotus posture or sit in the half lotus posture. Spread the clothing loosely and make it neat. Place the left hand on the right palm. The thumbs meet and support each other. Just make the body right and sit up straight. Do not lean to the left, incline to the right, slouch forward, or lean backward. The ears must be aligned with the shoulders and the nose aligned with the navel. Hold the tongue against the palate. Keep the lips and teeth closed and keep the eyes open. Breathe softly through the nose. When the physical posture is already settled, make one complete exhalation and sway left and right. Sitting immovably in the mountain-still state. Single-mindedly make effort that truly is pursuit of the truth. If you practice the state like this for a long time, you will surely become the state like this itself. The treasure house will open naturally. Permit me 3 brief comments. First, it's not necessary to sit in any cross-legged posture. They can be too difficult or painful. A kneeling posture is what I recommend for adult Western beginners. Alternatively, you may sit on a stool or chair, or even lie down. Second, Dogen is assuming you're right-handed. If not, place your left hand below your right hand. Third, the key is the position of your spine, rather than the position of your legs. As he teaches, sit up straight. It can help to push your belly forward to ensure that your backbone is in the position of strength. Many beginners make the mistake of focusing too much on their legs rather than on their spines. Of course, the treasure house he mentions is being. May you practice well and enjoy it. Let's end emotional distress.